as far as moral equivalence, several times, there were several incidents when you equated the methods employed by Soviet communist authorities and today's U.S. government, the torture, what is permissible or not, habeas corpus. This is harking back to your formula of fact versus meaning, and radical and subversive act of telling the truth. I would compare it to the truthers, who are the conspiracy theorists. There is no moral equivalence between what the Soviet Union did and what the United States government does. And even trying to draw parallels like this is disingenuous. As far as Walt and Mearsheimer's paper, it's mostly garbage. And this has been...
Sorry, is that fact or opinion?
I'm about to get to the fact. This has been adequately addressed and proven by a large number of respectable academics and intellectuals. However, you chose to defend this paper, which hardly has any merit. One last point, anti-Semitism versus anti-Zionism. Based on your articles, it seems that if your suggestions, your solutions are to be carried into reality, that basically spells the destruction of the State of Israel, which is the only Jewish state and the only democracy in the Middle East. And whether this is anti-Semitism on your part, I'm not the one to say, I'm not sure, but it sure is a genocidal liberalism, to quote David Frum. And a lot of the statements that you made are not necessarily anti-Semitic, but they are aiding and abetting real anti-Semites.
Okay. Let me deal in order, but also because it's easier to take the issues. I didn't call Lieberman a fascist. I quoted the Minister of the Interior who resigned upon Lieberman's appointment, who called him a racist and a fascist. However, I would myself have been willing to call him a fascist, so I'm not weaseling out of that. I don't think there's any problem with the proposition that someone can be both fascistic and extremely interesting. John Maynard Keynes, the great economist, was asked what he thought of the economic writings of Walter Funk, the Nazi agrarian economic theorist, and he said, there's nothing wrong with what he says, it's just the bona fides of the speaker that worry me. The bona fides of Lieberman is what worries me. I actually don't think that there's very much of interest to be gleaned from listening to a man whose solution to the complicated problems of the Middle East is ethnic cleansing and capital punishment for Israeli Arab citizens who speak to anyone from Hamas. But that is a matter of opinion, I acknowledge that. But I don't see any reason why one shouldn't feel very strongly about Lieberman, and there's certainly no reason why I shouldn't agree with many Israelis who take that view, and who've said much stronger things than I have. I didn't compare, and I absolutely never would compare, the circumstances of imprisonment and torture and repression in, let's say, communist Czechoslovakia with anything that is done or likely to be done for the foreseeable future in this country. What I did do is point out that we have so desensitized ourselves to our own behavior that we cannot see that when we do something like waterboarding or sleep deprivation, it's acceptable